think that okay, so Ranga was the accountant's son who went to Bangalore to pursue his studies. Now, when he comes back, there's a whole crowd in front of his house to see whether Ranga has changed or not. Okay, so did Ranga really change? Did Ranga
No, ma'am.
change? And
No,
how is
ma'am.
this, yeah, and how is this visible in this story that he didn't change? How
Ma'am,
is
he
it?
still had a cricket set around his waist.
Very good. And he still greets the elders by he still
The,
yeah
by Namaskara.
by namaskar. Very good, very good. So it's very visible, it's quite visible that Ranga has not changed. Even after going to the town, he has not changed. Right? Okay, now the narrator and Ranga is sitting. Okay, and they're just talking to each other about life and everything. So the narrator asks Ranga that how have you planned your marriage and all. Now you need to know that at that point of time, marriage used to be considered as a set point in anyone's life. How do I say set point? See, for now, if I say that if a person is settled or not, I'll say, okay, his career is going good, he's earning well, he has his own house, thus I can say that person is well settled. But at that point of time, a person was considered a well settled only when he was married, he or she was married. Okay, we're talking about different timelines here. Clear? We are talking about a story in a village that we used to consider people well settled at that point of time when he or she has found a suitable companion. Right now, marriage is just like a point in someone's life, not their whole life. Clear? Any doubt? If there's any doubt in between, you can always ask me. Okay?
No.
Okay. Okay, so let's continue. Now, so the narrator asks the person, Ranga, that what have you planned regarding your marriage? What have you planned? What does Ranga answer? What does Ranga answer?
Ma'am, he answers that ma'am, he will remain a bachelor.
Why? Why does he decide to remain a bachelor? Why doesn't he want to get married?
Ma'am, because he doesn't want to marry a girl too young, younger than him, and create difference. And he
Very,
wants somebody his age to get him.
very good. First of all, he doesn't want a young girl to marry. And why is that? Why doesn't he prefer a young girl or a young woman to get married? What is his reason to find someone more like his age? Because he wants someone more mature, right? He wants someone more mature. So when he is talking to that girl, he knows that that particular girl understands him, right? So that that girl can take his words as anger and for love as love. Basically, she should understand Ranga. So he wants someone more mature. Okay, that's the reason that Ranga gives the narrator that until and unless I find a mature girl, I remain a bachelor. And if any day I don't find that girl, I don't mind staying a bachelor. So now the narrator comes to a realization that Ranga is the person who will make a very good husband, will make a very suitable husband. So him being a bachelor will, mess things up. Okay, because he will be a good husband. So why he should be married, right? So he decides that I'll find a suitable girl for Ranga. Okay, okay, okay. You can switch on your cameras. That will be more like it. If it's possible, switch on your cameras also. Okay, great. Very good. Okay, so now what happens that the narrator decides that I'll find a suitable girl for Ranga. He takes the matter in his own hands. So what do you think? Is this right? is this right? Like, just imagine you are marrying someone and some other person comes and says that I'll find a girl for you and you don't have to worry about a thing. I'll find that girl. So what will you think? Will you be like, okay, the
Mom,
pressure's
he does
there?
not want to marry her. Like the person who's marrying, he should find
Yeah, he should find that, right? So just can you see the difference between today's generation? Right now, obviously, no one would prefer someone finding a companion for us, right? We'll all be like, we can find that on our own, right? Parents, that is a different thing. If it's an arranged marriage and parents are finding someone for you, that is a different thing. But someone like your friend or someone from your town is coming and say that I'll find a suitable girl for you, I find a little too much interference in your life. Okay. Okay.
Yes, mom, nosy people.
Nosy people. Okay. So then he finds what is the girl's name? The narrator finds a girl for Ranga. What is the girl's name? Anyone knows?
Ratna.
Ratna. Yeah, very good. So he finds Ratna for, yeah. So he thinks, the narrator thinks that Ratna would be a suitable girl for Ranga. Why does he think so? Because Ratna is into music, okay, and she plays some instruments and all, okay. So he thinks that, okay, Ratna is also doing something for herself. Okay, so she'll be suitable for Ranga. So when Ranga is visiting in the village, he brings Ratna into the town. Okay, and then Ranga, when sees Ratna, he falls in love with her. Okay, he's mesmerized by her. He falls in love with her. But the narrator says that Ratna is actually married. The narrator lies. Why does he lie? Why does he lie?
Ma'am, so as to tease him.
I'm to
What's
create
the reason?
Ranga's
Mom, I guess to make him jealous.
Okay, to make him jealous. Okay, so I'll just give you an example. Has this ever happened to you that there's a thing that you don't really want? You don't really want that thing, but your parents say that you can't have that thing. You can't have it. So is there a feeling in you that now I want this thing? Has this ever happened to you?
Yes, mom, I guess it's in the
Yeah.
on
So
the challenge.
yeah, if you take it as a challenge now. Why did they say no to me? Why? Now I can have it. Now I should have it. What was the reason of saying no to me? Right? So it's like, so I'll just give you one more example. Remember last year when PUBG was banned in the country? Remember that news?
Yes, ma'am.
You know what happened after that? You know what happened after that? I got to know that
Because children got bored, ma'am.
yeah, so it got banned, right? So that time I got to know actually this the children who used to who never played PUBG in their entire life, when they heard the news that it is banned, they actually started downloading the North Korea version, or they actually started using VPN and downloading it. They never played that game in their entire life, but knowing that it has banned, they were like, now I have to play this game. What is it this that it got banned? Okay, and same thing with our parents also. If they say that you can't have this, it makes us more it makes us more desirable to have that particular thing. Understood this thing? So
Yes,
same
ma'am.
way happened
Yes,
with Ranga also, that when the narrator said that you can't have Ratna because she's married, it made him more like, now he wants Ratna. Okay, now he's like, oh my god, now I love her, now I want her. Okay, so it's that kind of a thing. So what happens that now the narrator, just to make sure that Ranga actually loves her, he takes him to an astrologer. Now what happens there? What does astrologer says to Ranga? What does the astrologer say to Ranga? Okay, so I'll tell. So the astrologer says that you will find a woman in your life, or you'll get married to a woman whose name resembles Ratna. He doesn't actually say Ratna, but he says that he says some name, and that name resembles Ratna. Okay, so is this true? Is the astrology true?
No, mom, is pseudoscience.
Yeah, it's
Planned.
yeah, it's all planned. It's all
From
planned
the
by
narrator.
the narrator. Before taking Ranga to the astrologer, the narrator just goes to the astrologer and sets everything up. Okay, that I'll come with Ranga. And so he basically sets everything up. Okay, so the astrologer also lies to Ranga. So now everything that has been happening to Ranga. One thing that I want to point out here is that Ranga, being an educated person, apparently coming from the town, still believes the astrologer. Okay, he doesn't say that I need proof or something like that. Obviously, if today's generation, if someone comes to us and say that this is going to happen to you, we won't believe, right? We'll say give us some proof. Okay, how long we didn't believe COVID? It was there when the cases started rising in like November 2019. I guess that was the time when it started rising in India. Then we started believing, oh, there is a thing called COVID, right? So we need, in today's world, we need proof. So Ranga, being an educated person, didn't go for the proof, and he said, now I totally love her, because the astrologer also said that I'll get a wife resembling Ratna. Okay, now assuring this love for Ratna. Now, when the narrator was convinced that Ranga really loves Ratna, he told Ranga that she is actually not married. Okay, and then they get married. Clear? And then they get married, they have a happy life, they have a son whose name is after the narrator. So, this is the entire story. Let me open the chapter. Okay. Okay, so now any doubt in any page, any line, please let me know. Any story, like any part of the story that you didn't understand, kindly let me know right now. Just go through the chapter once, all of you. Go through the chapter once, take 2 to 3 minutes, go through the chapter and let me know if there's any doubt, any word you didn't understand or any line you didn't understand. Okay, tell me which chapter to scroll if you want. You all have the books, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just go through the chapter once, take 2 to 3 minutes, and then let me know if there's any doubt.
Ma'am, page number
Yeah.
19, paragraph, third last.
Just a second. Page number 19. What last paragraph? A man should marry a girl he admires. This one.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, a man should marry a girl he admires. What we have now are arranged marriages. How can one admire a girl with milk stains on one side of her face and wetness on the other, or so young that she doesn't even know how to bite her fingers? Okay, so he is trying to say that right now what we have in our country are the arranged marriages. But how can you actually marry someone that you have not chosen? Right. So, what does he believe in? He believes in basically love marriages. He believes that a man should marry someone that he admires. Okay. Now, when he says that, how can one admire a girl with milk stains on one side of her face and wetness on the other? What does this mean? Can anyone tell me the meaning of this line?
Mm, Mom, that they're so young, like they have milk stains on their face, like they are like
Okay.
not breastfeeding, but like they're like having milk, like that's why.
Okay. Anyone else wants to add something to it? Okay, so when he says that how can one admire a girl with milk stains on one side of her face and wetness on the other, or so young that she doesn't even know how to bite her fingers? So this line, so young that she doesn't even know how to bite her fingers, this shows the innocence of a young woman. That she's so young, she's so innocent and so small that she doesn't even know how it was. Right. Now the milk stains on the cheek. This is again a young person we're talking about. Okay, so what happens that when a baby is fed some milk, so the baby throws up some milk, the baby makes a mess or something like that. So this milk stains on one side is also shown as how the girl is very young, Faranga.
And wetness on the other.
Wetness on the other is again that mess that the babies make. Okay, so what happens?
Mostly their saliva. It is like
It's a saliva, or when baby cries, it cries and this the whole face is wet, right? So basically the girl is so young, so she throws up milk like a baby, or she cries like a baby, or she's so innocent and so young that she doesn't even know how to bite her fingers. Clear? So basically he doesn't want to marry anyone young. Are these lines clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And
And
what does he mean by saying one named
then
fruit, the other a bitter gourd?
so one name fruit, the other a bitter gourd is basically in Hindi. You can say ki I don't know what name is called in Hindi. I know bitter gourd, that's Karela, but I don't know what neem fruit is called. So basically, this means कि एक चीज तो कड़वी है, दूसरी और ज्यादा कड़वी है. So this means that one is a faulty thing, one has its flaws and has its defaults. The other is also more faulty. So just take two things in front of you. One has its flaws, and the other has more of its flaws, and both of them are not suitable for you. Is this clear?
So he's referring to the name fruit as the marriage and the bitter gourd as the girl.
A young girl.
Okay.
Like one, you're telling me to do a arranged marriage. Second, you're telling me to marry someone young. So one has its own faults, other has more of its faults. Okay, so he's trying to, point out the flaws in both of the things. Is this clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Continue reading. Okay, red. Is anyone still reading?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, let's continue. So first, I need to talk to you about how will we go about the clauses. Okay. So every chapter we read, we understand the chapter in a depth. So most probably we'll read and understand side by side. It's not that we read the chapter first and then I'll explain. We'll read and I'll explain side by side. After that, we'll do the NCRT solutions and the assignments. I'll provide you with the assignments with their solutions. So first we'll discuss the assignments in the class and then I'll send you those assignments. Okay. Third, are you aware of the syllabus, the English syllabus we have term one and we have term two? Are you aware of the syllabus? Everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So we have term one and term two, and then we have 50-50 marks. And 40 marks is your the chapters and everything, your paper, and 10 marks is your ASL. Are you aware of that? So every week we'll do